Imagine for a second that you could search through all your documents, not just for a specific word, but for the concept of interestingness itself. Well, hello to all viewers of my channel. Today, we're diving into a tool that promises to do pretty much just that, and it might completely change the way you interact with information.
So yeah, we are talking about NotebookLM. This is an AI from Google that's built from the ground up to be your personal research assistant, your partner in thought. But what does that actually mean in practice? Let's get into it. I think we all know this feeling, right? You've got a big project and the information you need is, well, it's everywhere. It's scattered across a dozen desktop folders, you have way too many tabs open, and a bunch of random documents. It's just total information overload, and trying to connect all those dots can feel, frankly, impossible.
Okay, so this is where NotebookLM flips the script completely. Instead of being an AI that knows a little bit about everything on the internet, you train it on a specific set of documents that you give it. It becomes a dedicated expert on your material and only your material. That means the insights you get are tailored exactly to what you're working on.
And this really gets to the core of what makes it different. A general AI, like a Gemini or a ChatGPT, it pulls from the whole web. And because of that, it can sometimes hallucinate, which is just a fancy way of saying it makes stuff up. NotebookLM, on the other hand, is source-grounded. Its answers are based only on the documents you've uploaded. And this is the real game changer. Every single answer it gives you comes with a citation, a little number you can click that takes you to the exact passage in your original source. No more guessing, just verified facts.
So what can you actually do with this thing? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the toolkit that helps you turn all that raw data into insights you can actually use.
First off, the sheer variety of stuff you can feed it is incredible. We're talking up to 50 sources for each notebook you create. It handles all the usual suspects, PDFs, Word docs, all the Google Suite files. But you can also just drop in a website link, a YouTube video, or even your own audio files. And get this, you can even snap a picture of your messy, handwritten notes and it'll read those too. This flexibility is just awesome for getting everything into one single place.
Now, this is probably one of the coolest features, honestly. Let's say you have a really dense, boring report to get through. Instead of slogging through it, you can ask for an audio overview. And what NotebookLM does is generate this little podcast-style conversation between two AI hosts, and they just discuss the key points of your documents. It's a fantastic way to catch up on info while you're on the go.
NotebookLM is also brilliant at just reformatting your information on the fly. You can ask it to generate an interactive mind map to see how all the ideas connect. Need to study for a test? Bam, it can create a full FAQ sheet or a study guide. Working on a history paper? Just ask it for a timeline. It basically turns your static, boring documents into these dynamic tools you can play with.
Okay, so we've covered the basics. Now let's get into the good stuff. Let's talk about the strategies that really unlock this tool's full potential, the stuff that will have you thinking like a true power user.
What if the documents you have aren't enough? Well, that's when you unleash the deep research feature. This thing is basically an AI agent that becomes your personal researcher. You give it a question, and it goes out and browses hundreds of websites, analyzes everything it finds, and then compiles this incredibly detailed report, complete with all its sources. And then you can just import that whole report right back into your notebook. It's amazing.
Now here's a really important expert-level concept you need to understand: context interference. This is what happens when you just dump a bunch of totally unrelated documents into one notebook. The AI gets confused, it's getting mixed signals, and the quality of its answers can drop, like a lot. So how do you avoid that? The pro move here is called focal isolation. It's simple, really. Instead of one giant notebook for everything, you create smaller, separate notebooks for each specific topic. You'll have one for your history project, a different one for market research, another for your creative writing ideas. This keeps the AI's context clean and hyper-focused, and trust me, you'll get much, much better results.
But, and this is a big but, with all this power, you have to remember its limitations. This isn't a magic wand. There is a critical human element here that you absolutely cannot ignore.
This quote, it comes from a student who tried to study for a chemistry quiz by just listening to an audio summary from NotebookLM. They didn't really engage with the material, didn't ask it any questions, they just passively listened. And, as you can see, they failed pretty badly. It's a really powerful cautionary tale about what happens when you misuse the tool.
And I love this response from another user because it just perfectly frames the issue. NotebookLM is an incredibly powerful screwdriver, but if you try to use it to hammer in a nail, you're just using the wrong tool for the job, and you're going to have a bad time. It's not the tool's fault.
So what are the real keys to success here? First, you got to treat it as a supplement, never a replacement. The real magic isn't in those one-click summaries, it's in the interactive chat. That's where you have a conversation, where you ask tough questions, and you guide the AI to make connections. You have to be an active driver, not a passive passenger. It's a partner for your brain, not a substitute of your brain.
So let's bring it all together. We've looked at the features, the pro tips, and the potential pitfalls. What's the big picture here? What's the one thing you should walk away with?
It all comes down to this. NotebookLM is an unbelievable partner for your thinking. It lets you see connections and ask questions in ways that were just ridiculously hard before. But it's not a replacement of your thinking. Your curiosity, your judgment, your expertise, that's the human element that makes the whole thing work.
And that kind of leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on, doesn't it? As these kinds of AI tools become more and more part of our daily lives, how is our own definition of what it means to learn or to know something going to have to change with it? Something to think about. Hey, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel and give this a like, and let me know in the comments what topics you'd like me to tackle in future videos. Thanks for watching.